I would like to share with you a few beginning, maybe idea of living mindfully. Probably you know already, but I think sometimes we need little information and particularly different techniques, methods, how to do that. We know certain things, but we need to remind, And so I always believe that we already know there is a lot of things inside us if we focus, if we, close your eyes. What are supposed to do? We're supposed to. I have to practice or letting go where I'm stuck. What is I'm doing not really good? What is my purpose? If you really focus and contemplate, you know already inside you. Okay, I just want to tell you, you know already, so you can go home now. but we basically need the Tibetan called kipa tenso, means scholars need remind. So reminding. So I think sometimes we need to remind. So that's basically I'm here today to sharing with you is to just remind what we needed to do. So now mindfulness is a very important practice that's more finds in the mindfulness practice finds us more happiness and peaceful within us. Through mindfulness practice, also very it's health supports our health, our mind, and our relationships to anything in the world. So, because the problem is we are not be mindful certain things, we are lost, we're stuck certain things, and that's why. And then we are unhappy. The happiness comes from the mindful. Be mindful. And so even Buddhist teaching, there's many different teachings, but really comes down. There's many teachings, but comes down. The essence of the teaching is mindfulness. And so these days, I think many people are using in internationally different traditions, different beliefs, different things like spiritual. Many people are using basically different words they're using, but actually coming down is the mindfulness. Or sometimes you can call be present moment, be presence. Or what they call, Eckhart Tolle called the power of now. Now. Either, whatever the people are using in a different way. Tibetan called the temba. What a temba meaning is, literally what a temba meaning is, remember. Remember of what? Remember being in the present moment. What being present moment means? Right here, right now. What is right here meaning? Or what's right now meaning? Right here meaning is, if, I think this is really important. Present moment meaning is what? Right here, right now. They're using different. What does right here means to you? Right here doesn't mean the center here. Just want you to know. Right here meaning is, if you are focusing breathing, then the breath is right here. If you are gardening, the garden is right here. If you're talking to somebody, the person is right here, who you're talking to. If you're eating food, the food is right here. If you're meditating, sitting, the place where you is right here. If you focus the place B. Or if you pay attention your body, the feelings of your body, the body is right here. Earlier, a guide guiding you, ask you focus your hand. The hand is right here. Depends where you are supposed to focus on at that moment. That's the right here. Okay, that's really important. Right here, right now, meaning like that. Sometimes be mindfulness practice, say I usually when you meditate, for example, meditate, you say mentally, remind yourself, say, bring the mind home. Present moment means also home. So the home, where is really your home? If I ask you, where is your home? Oh, where I live, this place. Is that really your home? That's just temporarily, maybe. Relatively and temporarily your home. But really true your home is present moment. Right here, right now. That is a present moment. That's your true, the ultimate home is. Wherever you are, focus. That's the home. Because if, let's say, you may say, oh, I am in a home. Yes, your physical body is a home, but your mind is traveling everywhere. So you are not really at home. You know that, right? So you remember that. Sometimes you say, oh, I'm home, but your mind is where you work, where you have a problem with the dramas, your mind with stuck with that again, repeatedly, your physical body, yes, right? Your physical body is in a home, but your mind is where you work still. Even after you work, you're still there. And these days, in the Christmas time, people go crazy, go to shopping. And you are still maybe home, but your mind is not in the store. Oh, I should buy that. No, I shouldn't buy. Yeah, I should buy. That's nice, but it's too expensive. Or maybe that person doesn't like my gift. Or maybe I cannot afford. You're thinking already all the, things like that. You're not the home, basically. Physical body, yes, but mind is not home. So that's why true, I call the present moment. True home is right here, right now. And that's whatever you focus at that moment. Okay, so now there's so that I think you just put like that. The mindfulness is the essence, the heart teachings of a Buddha and Buddhists. And mindfulness also benefits to yourself, to your physical body and your mind become more peace and happiness and healthy. And mindfulness, will be mindful also finds more, or there's many good qualities basically with the mindfulness practice. And you probably know already, but again I remind you. Now, so what is remember? Remember means come back to the present moment. That's what mindfulness meaning. Remember, come back to the present moment. Remember, come back to your ultimate home. That's one. And then another way, the mindfulness some people they're using mindfulness, some people are using present moment, and some depends on how you use. But word in English, what do you think mindfulness, that's my understanding of mindfulness, mindfulness. It's like, for example, this cup, the cup is full, or cup is empty, or half empty, half full, not full. So fullness, it's a mindfulness. What that meaning is, what happened is, I think, maybe a little bit of idea for you. Usually our mind, there's 5 doors. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. They call this 5 doors, or 5 senses are the 5 doors of the mind. So there's too many doors, so they just go scattered everywhere going. You know, you can imagine you have many houses, you know, the air is coming in out easily. This day is cold time. So if you have one door, maybe less, or one, you know, cold air coming. So going or losing the heat going out, similar like that. So what happened is there's 5 senses. So this is what you do. For example, if I separate the different senses, smell, sight, sound, smell, taste, and touching. It's like that. So what do we do is we see something, but we also hearing something at the same time. And we also at the same time we're tasting something to eat. At the same time you're smelling something with the incense or any kind of smell. So, and also you're feeling, touching, whatever. So usually it's all these 5 senses are like a half, or quarter, or, you know, it's like a scattered. A little bit here, I can hear, I see the cow here, but at the same time I'm listening, a little bit half of that, listening to someone talking, at the same time I'm smelling. So basically, my mind is scattered. It's not a fullness. Do you understand? Each senses, a little bit here, a little bit at the same time. So therefore, it's like my mind is not full, not to focus with the one thing, one sense. That's often we want. Which is, I'm terrible. I know that. With that, and when some people are good at multitask. Are you multitask? Yeah. I know females are good, but men, they are not good at multitask. Particularly me, not good. But like that, you know, it's like half. So therefore, it's not mindful, full. So mindful meaning is fully one thing, one at a time. Amazing thing is, if you are focused, like for example, if I'm fully okay, first thing, mindfulness is fully one thing, one sense. If I look at the curve in front of me, if I'm fully with the curve, and seeing that, not like a sound like that. If 1 second or 1 minute, I see the curve in front of me, I'm fully there, completely, fully present moment with the curve, then I'm mindful. Not because a little bit hearing, a little bit of tasting in eating, and in the same time, then I'm not full mindfully. Okay, so that's one way, like example like that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Then there's like sometimes the example is like, to me, it's like a pipe, you know, water going through the pipe. If there is 5 holes, and the water scattered coming out from different holes, at the end, there's nothing left. The water. But if there's no holes, but now water coming through, at the end, the water is full, very strong. The pressure is very strong. Right? So similar like that. So how strong, how powerful, at the end, depends on how There's no hole. But usually when we scattered our mind with all the senses, and that's why it's no full. That's why there's no energy, whatever we're doing. So that example like that. And so now mindfulness is fully one thing, one at a time, either through the eye sense, or through the ear sound sense, or through the nose sense, or tongue, or body. So I would like to exercise later, how to do, what to do, each one of them. Amazing thing is when you're really mindful with the one of senses, you know everything. You know already. But if you are not one of the senses focused, just scattered, you won't get anything. Surface, each one of them. So, for example, if I'm focused with the cup and I look at the cup and fully there, I can understand what the sound doesn't have to scatter it, what are people talking, and what are my feelings, what are smelling, tasting, everything. You will get wholeness through the power of one sense that's your focus. Amazing things like that. If you can, we think, if you focus that, you miss all other things, but actually it's opposite. Okay, so that I knew I want to share with you that's how mindful, the word of mindfulness meaning is like that. Now, so then another thing, what now this is the problem. What is the problem without mindfulness? What is the problem? I think that's important to know. Acknowledging, and so what happened is past, present, future. So past, most of our energy of our mind is spent past or future, not in the present. That's the problem. And that's why we're missing the moment. Every moment, for example, this moment is only this moment, but that moment will be moving, gone. And then if this, for example, this hour, this moment of this hour, only this hour, precious moment. Very important moment. But what do we do? I was thinking yesterday, already gone. For example, or the last hour or yesterday, I'm thinking of what happened. Or it's a delusion, illusion. Maybe I don't think a delusion in my mind, but it's already a delusion because it's not exist, gone, finished. But my mind is stuck with that. So therefore, this moment of precious is I'm missing, gone. Or I'm thinking for the future, something, what I'm going to do, or where should I go, what is planned for in the future. I'm not saying don't thinking in the future, don't stuck in the past. I'm not saying like that. But what I'm saying is how much we are spend our energy is either thinking about the past or planning in the future. And so therefore we don't focus this moment. So this hour I missed. And this hour I missed, that's it. Never that hour, never come back. Do you understand? Same thing as the person you spend time with, whoever you spend with the person, that moment with that person is only the moment. So that's never come back. Maybe you meet that person again, you maybe not, never. But that moment of the person or moment of the place, the moment of the moment, will be gone. And that's precious, it's very precious. It depends how you use. So we miss that. We're often missing that. So then again, the next hour again we miss that. Then the next hour again we miss the same habit of either past or future. So we miss that. Then what happens? Then one day, it ends. What happens in our life? Die. Except me. Everybody going to die except me. But so when we die, then what happens? Now, almost like now still we're hanging on, like now struggling. Now it's even more fighting. Suddenly, what's happening now? Now I want to be like a focus, but again, too late. And then what they're saying, they can, many people, they're now holding, hanging and holding and fighting. Of course, they're hanging and holding and fighting because it just all past is like this, gone. Why it's gone? Because you haven't lived as a mindfully at the present moment. So therefore, nothing is like almost a delete kind. You can remember almost. You can remember certain things, but you don't really remember. I enjoyed like that. And then they says, then suddenly you lay down on the bed, and now you realize you're going to die. Then when you see, only you can see the ceiling of the house. And then you may be counting of the ceiling has in Tibetan called that there's sticks, or woods. So you counting wood, 1 wood, 2 wood, 3 wood, like that. That's all in your mind. You can count. Nothing. But if you lived mindfully, present moment, you remember. You remember, oh, life is good. There's no fight. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to the present moment. I'm not fighting. I'm not holding. I'm just this moment. You know how to live that moment. That's the things, even hospice or like doctors, when they're talking to people who patient who's dying, and they always holding something, and they always something that regrets something that I haven't done. I should do this. I haven't done that. They don't really think about what is going to happen in the future, dying. There's always something in the past that I should do, I shouldn't do. Because the problem is you didn't live mindfully. So if we don't miss this precious moment, even one day, like a moment, completely focus on a moment to say, I'm going to live for one day at least in my life. Don't care what happened in the past. Don't care what will happen in the future. I just want to be today for it. And that moment of the day, they said, like you planted a lotus in this world and beautifully growing, and that you remember from another planet, look back to the earth. It's beautiful shining, this lotus that you planted, seed. Meaning is if you spend time with the person or spend with the place you went, doesn't matter whatever you do in it, then is that moment is very beautiful. It brights you. I know, I remember. But if you don't live, you have nothing like to remember, kind of. But holding and regrets and fighting. So that's why I called the precious moment. Every moment is precious. So recognizing and remember the precious moment, don't miss, don't waste, and use that properly. Okay, so now and I would like maybe that's I think what is the mindfulness meaning and why it's so important to use and don't miss, because the problem is that what we are habit stuck in the past or in the future, not in the present moment. Then how to do this method? There's some different methods I'm going to share with you, but one method to me works. I don't know if it works for you or not. And now, okay, yearly for last year and next year. So instead, too much focus for last year. Focus meaning is a wondering or last what had happened last year. What we focus more what happened in last year or what we're going to do next year. And we spend more that. Instead, that's more focus this year. What I'm going to do this year. What I want to creating. What I want to do something meaningful, useful for myself, for others. What can I do for this year? Yeah. So then I think in the yearly mindfulness, that's more than too much worry in last year, next year. So that's where I think more you can create something, you can do something and commit it for this year. Spiritually, meaningfully. And then the monthly, last month, this next month, and this month. There's 3. Instead, last month, where you gone or what happened, or next month, instead that focus for this month. What can I do something meaningful? Then the daily, today, yesterday, and tomorrow, instead focus yesterday or focus, to do tomorrow, focus more today, what you can do. Doesn't mean that some people think, I cannot live like that because I have to plan for tomorrow or next year or in the future because I have to live, right? To work or what. I'm not saying don't shut down everything in the future, but don't stuck always more spend time. If you measure of the 100%, you probably maybe percentage, maybe 5% you spend for this today, then spend more your mind more than yesterday and tomorrow. Maybe others like 40% past in the future, tomorrow. So more focus this hour than focus the past and future. So hourly, daily focus for today more than yesterday and tomorrow. Hourly, then nailed on, then hourly. More try to focus this hour. What can I do in this hour? Then stuck in the last hour on the future. And then minutes. This minute, last minute, and the next minute. Focus this minute. What can I do in this minute? This minute, I can share with you. You can listen to me. I don't know that's fair or not, but maybe today that's fair. But so listening and the sharing. So same thing. Sometimes you can share from your heart for a person, and that you are focused with that, or sometimes you can listen or focus, sharing like that. That's also mindfulness. It just also pops in my mind. What do you do? What do you do? You more talk, you more listen. What is your quality? If you more talk, then you need to more slow down, more listen. If you're always listening, maybe you need more talk. Some people, they don't talking, something blocks in their mind. You need more talk. Like me, talk all the time. I need to slow down, more listen. Balance, really. I think it's really important. As mindfully. There's always you can learn with them, mindfully. Sometimes we don't notice our actions, what we are doing. So sometimes like a habit, basically a break a habit. Break a habit. If you're always stuck with thinking in the past, the memories, then break that habit. More focus, break that, and something new, different. It's not easy, but that's possible. Do you have habits to stuck with past? Now, maybe there's a poetry. Maybe that you understand habit. Breaking habit is hard, difficult, but you have to break that. That something that habit doesn't work. Something that habit is really difficult, challenging you, and or give you suffering or pain, then you need to break that. Doesn't matter what people thinking, or society thinking. What you have to do, what works for you. And there's like this, basically, we are carried by habits, our life. For example, a man who has no hands riding a horse. And then he walking, horse carries, and then a man says, "Oh, where are you going?" He said, "I don't know. Ask a horse." That's what are we doing? The horse carries where the horse going. We have no control. Huh? Yeah, Facebook or these days, like all the. Okay, so that's habit. And then also the breaking habit is like this, and that's one story. But there's a poetry, I think, to me is a very good example. And there's I can't remember exactly, but I would try to tell you. You probably heard from me in the past, many times I've used. A man says he just walking down the street, when there's a street, and there's a hole. So he fell down in the hole, and it takes forever for him to get out. So the next day, again, he walked the same street, and he saw the holes there, but he fell down again, and it takes long time to get out, but faster. The next day again, he walking the street, and he saw there's this hole in the sidewalk, and he saw it, but he still fell down. So he got out immediately. And the next day, he walked the same street and see the hole, and he walked around. The next day, he walking different street. So the idea is basically, don't even go to that same street. Don't just say, oh, see that. So you take time, but then it didn't work, then just go different street, meaning is do something different. If something doesn't work for you, then do something different. Okay? So I think this is what I just want to share with you. That like this moment is a Christmas, supposed to be very spiritual, happy, celebration, things like that. But I noticed that lots of people have stressed and lonely, unhappy. I think there's many combinations I notice. One is the weather. You know, weather also affect like a cold and, you know, so the wet, particularly in the West Coast. And then also, I think like became more, to me, like a business kind of for all the store shopping like that, selling, you should buy in the advertising, the brochure, commercials, and the TVs, or you go to shopping everywhere like that to kind of shopping, right? And then also the culture, society culture, or habit, whatever you call the culture, they say, oh, this is a Christmas, family should be gathering, right? So it's a gathering, it's again, even maybe people don't have time or far away have to go and traveling, but again, because society said this is a moment you should be together. And then many people traveling back here. Even yesterday I saw some people flying from their Calgary, Alberta to Vancouver, going to some place like in far away, like Haida. But there's a storm, so they couldn't go. Stuck in Vancouver 2-3 days. Now going back, cannot go like that. And then people, like that kind of traveling, and people having during Christmas time traveling, like because family gathering is also stressful, and the weather, and then I noticed that, I don't know, year after year, also in the airports, people stuck. The Christmas in the airport. Did you know that? You know, the snowstorm like that. So I think there's so many combinations of the moment like that. So now what I'm saying is sometimes you have to be mindful what exactly works for you, works for others. And if something that maybe culture, maybe society says, maybe other person saying the one, or because we know, if it doesn't work and creates more stress, creates more suffering, then why we are stuck? Why we are doing continuously like that? It's just silly if if you keep doing like that, the habit or culture or whatever, and maybe something to do something different. So for me, this I want to share with you. For me, when I come to Canada, I want to learn, because one of my purpose come to Canada is not just teaching. Purpose of my coming to Canada is learning and sharing. Two things. That's all I'm coming to Canada. Very clear, remember, from India. I want to learn the cultures and differences in the world. I want to learn different religions. I want to learn different languages, different people, experiencing. Because in the monastery, you stay in the monastery, you don't really have an experience. Yes, every day morning you get up, go to meditate, chanting, and then go back with the monks, and like that. It's different. But how do you know? If you want a compassion, practice the compassion, how do you know the suffering? of the world, challenging difficulties in the world. So in order to knowing that, you need to go to the world to see, experiencing, and different, live with the different people, go meeting with the different people, different places. So that's something I want to do, learn like that. So when I come to Canada, I heard the Christmas word, but I never really done a Christmas celebration, all those things. Even though I just come back a few days ago from Asia, the different culture, they don't do this in the North America and Europe. They don't do Christmas. So it's like you're another planet. You have no idea. So when I come here, the same thing, even still in Asia. So when I come here, and I have the family, spend time with a family in Kidman, in terrace. And there's a Christmas time and people buying presents. So I want to learn. What is doing? And I noticed this family who I live with used to stay with them, and then they're buying gifts to their family. There's for example, my friend German buys his brother, 2-3 brothers. Each brother has 2-3 kids, and then father, mother. So everybody give gifts. Oh, good. So I want to buy it too. So I have some people give me donations. I have some money. So I spend all this money. That's all I have money I spent, because buy this, I want to give everybody. So I cannot give just one person. I try to buy everybody something. So I spend lots of hours to figure out what to buy, and I try to learn. Basically, I want to learn. I want to exchanging, and then that I did, and then what I learned: Christmas tree, presents under the Christmas tree, wrap it, and then everybody opens in front. Everybody sees. I realized, that's not nice. That's not good. Because some people maybe like it, some people don't like it, some people have better gift than other one. Do you understand? Something, I don't know, I thought maybe that's my perception, kind of like that, my feelings. Maybe that's not really complete. It wasn't really, gift is good, give gift, but maybe not everybody, and open from in front of everybody and sharing this is what I got. So I thought like that. So that's how I experienced first Christmas in my life in Kidman, in terrace. Then second, I did that. And then third, now I'm involved Christmas. So buy cards. In my tradition in Tibetan, New Year, greetings. Everybody sends a card to each other. Now I don't think they send. Now Christmas, everybody in the WeChat or WhatsApp or Facebook send everybody. So that's it. But before they send the writings, different greetings, the poetry, different things like that, that's it. They don't give gifts, but card, they greeting, something like that, they're writing. And then people, cards put together, that's kind of culture, but the gift, they don't. That's a Tibetan tradition. But in the West, that I did. And I did cards, so Christmas card by boxes, maybe 40, 50, 60 cards to send in here, there. After a while, my hand ache writing, Tibetan writing. So after 2, 3, 4 years, I've been doing the Christmas. And then also I noticed when I go to the shop, it seems like everybody's stressed. And I noticed because of gifts, buying this, I did buying, giving. I thought, and very stressful. Seems not joyful. And I find myself is not joyful anymore and stressful. So then I said of myself after 3 or 4 years, I said, no, I don't want to do this gift and the card, even card, sending card, I won't do anymore. What I'm going to do, I decided myself, I'm going to do this Christmas gift, I'm going to do whole year, not just Christmas time. Whole year that whenever opportunity comes, I would give. The give could be material, could be my time, could be my teaching, could be spend time or smiling or anything that's something I have naturally have ability, and it's not just forcing me to give something that I have naturally, and somebody who really needs something, that's all. And I don't want to give anything. It's hard. It was hard after I involved 3-4 years, and then tried not sending because everybody giving something, but then that's after that, now last maybe 10 years, 10, 12 years, I don't do any Christmas gifts. I just want to share myself. And I'm very peaceful. I'm very happy. And so it's basically break this kind of habit now. And so I do go to the, what do you call the homeless? I don't know, the people. Yeah, homeless. They're we're gathering maybe 300, 400, 500 people and giving food, or collecting from different stores, and the food blessing. I've been doing, there's I think 40, 50 people serving, helping like that. So somebody asked me to help. I said, last maybe 5 years I've been doing Christmas Day. That's my Christmas kind of involvement. But other than that, I have no particularly giving, receiving. I don't do anymore. So that's myself like that. So I think, so what I'm saying is what I see is I think very important to be mindful, practicing mindful what exactly you have ability to giving something that you really genuinely have the energy, not because you may be having difficulty giving, but because you feel pressure to give. Either your time or material or gift, or also someone who really don't need it, but you still try to because you give, because you feel guilt, if you don't give. I don't think you have to give anything if you don't feel. And other person really needs something, yeah, that doesn't have to be this time, another time, whenever time comes like that. So basically what I'm saying is it's very important to be mindful. Be mindful what is your ability. So to me, sometimes it's nice, just a mantra, chanting, meditation, chanting, mantra. I do for example, how many turkeys, how many chickens going to die in Christmas time. So I do candles and the mantra and chanting like that. That's my offering of a gift to the to the world. So anyway, so basically I think it's important. The most I think important I realize is these days people are so addicted. People are so stuck with the materialism. And the material, we have so much. And we don't really need to give it. We don't need to receive. We don't really need to give. These days, I think there's so many things made in China, and buying, and became the garbage and the damaging the environment, destroy the world. But we don't really giving the spiritual, we don't really giving the love, don't really giving the presence of our time, the most precious time, are laughing or listening or sharing stories. I think those are more powerful and more important than giving a material. Do you agree? Because material, like all the time, people depend on like that. Never enough, never. And they just one moment, and happy, good. Then sometimes they go return back. Yeah, so I think really giving, I think most important giving is just like this story, to sharing story and laughing, hugging, smiling, listening. Even people these days, I think that's what earlier I mentioned. People needed to hear, needed to listen somebody. That I think more important to give a gift than something to fabricating, forcing, pressure, you know? Anyway, that's all.
Ema